my name is Sandra Segarra. Welcome back to the Caribbean Dub. Really happy to have you on this channel now. Here we talk about the lifestyle behind the budget, so let's get cracking. Today what I want to talk to you about is actually is not what I want to talk to you about, is what you want me to talk to you about. On Instagram I asked a question, what do you want me to talk about with regards to budgeting? I don't want to just be posting stuff, and this month I'm really dedicated to all things budget. Happy New Year, 2020 is gone, we've made it, we've survived, and here we are. I don't just want to mindlessly talking about budget, I want to talk about what you want me to talk about. I am going to do a budget on here. I am going to do a budget live on Instagram as well. But for now, let's just see some of the points that keep us down. I want to hear where your problems are. I wanted to hear where your problems are. I wanted to hear what were the obstacles that you are facing, and hopefully I'll be able to guide you through them. I think I will anyway. But anyway, the first one, let's just get to it, okay? Let's just get to it. The first one is, what percentage of your budget should you be saving? I'm going to be repeating this a few times, guys, because I think it's really important for you to know. It's up to you. I would always aim for, like, the first time when I started budgeting, guys, I wasn't saving anything. I was trying to get my emergency fund up. I got that up, and then I was just trying to pay down debt. I wasn't trying to. But what happens is you start saving bit by bit by bit by bit. Right now I'm kind of back to basic, where I'm just literally paying off my bills. I'm in between jobs now and gotta take it easy, okay? But I would say aim for 10% at the start. Just 10%. If you get paid 500, try and save 50. If you can't, aim for 5% and build your way up. I always think start 10% is a good number, and if you do the 50-20-30 plan, which is 50% of your budget goes towards your need, 30% goes towards fun, and you know, those little things that make you feel like good in life, and then 20% goes towards your savings and investment. And that means basically what they said is that makes like a balanced life. But obviously, you know, the way I do my own budget method, I'm like, I think it's more balanced. But right now, like last month when I was saving hard, 16% was going towards my savings, between my emergency fund, between my my saving for a deposit for a house. That's where that money was going. So I'd say start with a number and then work your way up, build them up. And what happens is when you're making savings elsewhere, you put that money straight into your savings. So that's number one anyway. Number two, we get paid weekly. Do you put away money each week for bills? I definitely do. I feel like I get paid weekly as well, so I literally just put that away every single week. The game changer for me, from maybe the first time I've ever had a Q&A, is now I have it built to a point where I have a bills account. So I send over a set amount every single week that I get paid to that bills account. Once you do this and you get your bills account in full flow, you never have to think about bills again, except for maybe every quarter when you want to reduce, or you know, you're gonna change provider and you're looking for the best cost, and you know exactly what you're paying and what you need to go against. And that's really it. My bills account, the direct debit, the money that is transferred into that account, all I really want to do is make sure that money is getting lower and lower and lower all the time that's going through, because that means my outgoings are lower. So that's why I always say to you is shop around, get the best deal, get the best value for you, because basically you're saving money, saving stress, and once you have a bills account or anything like that. But what I would say is, if the bank is going to charge you all high fees and all to have another account, then don't do it. I was very lucky. When I got my first mortgage, we got this free account and we never did anything with it. Now I'm single, paying a mortgage on my own. Oh, like, honest to God, guys, it's like a noose around my neck. But we're getting there, we're working on it, and that's the way I like to do things. It's not hard, it's doable, and it's a challenge, and that's the way I see it. Okay, number 4. I have these all numbered wrong. Okay. A realistic budget. A realistic budget, you don't just get that the first month. You don't just go and say, oh, this is how I'm gonna do a realistic budget, like this is how it's done. No, a realistic budget, guys, is basically your income, your expenditure, and you're trying to get your expenditure to be less than your income, and the little bit that you have left over, you put it into savings and investments. That's a realistic budget. Everybody's budget is different. Don't look at what I have going out and thinking, well, she has a sinking fund for that. I must do that. That was one of the first mistakes I made. I was looking at other people and thinking, oh, maybe I should do that. If it's something that you want to do, if there's a sinking fund that you want to do, then set it up for you. Goes on to the next question. What is a sinking fund? If you follow me on Instagram, I talk about this quite a lot, and I have a few highlights saved. But a sinking fund is basically a planning for future expenses. So you're saving ahead of time, or you could call them money pots, etc., etc. So that is a sinking fund. Why have no spend days? Do you spend every day? I might have 3, then splurge. Basically, when I started, I had really, and this seems like you do too, really bad money habits. Really money habits that's detrimental to budgeting. And I really think, it's my belief, the way I use the no spend days is, those are the days that I'm not thinking about money. When you budget, it could get very intense. You know, you're looking at them figures going, oh God, I need to pay that money off. When you have a no spend day, I'm telling you, drop tools. Okay, you have your direct debits, whatever, that's all happening. Like I say, I have a bills account. It all happens in there. I used to be calendaring up everything, and now the bills account take care of it. But what I would say is, it's when you're not thinking about money, you're not thinking about spending money. You're putting yourself into your own energy. Maybe you're having a self-care day, you're doing your maths, maybe you're having a decluttering day, maybe you're gonna go out and get a bit of fresh air, maybe you're gonna go around to your friends. Pre-COVID, after COVID, this video is gonna be forever. So, you know, whatever your circumstance, maybe that's gonna be a cup of tea. Maybe you might want to do a course you've always been doing. You've had it saved on Udemy for ages, and you're saying, okay, I'm gonna give this day to doing this course. Maybe you want to start a vlog or a blog or whatever that day. Maybe you want to meditate. Maybe you want to watch your favorite show that you haven't had a minute. Whatever, maybe you want to go for a picnic, enjoy the sunshine, you know? Whatever you're doing, it's a no spend day, but the focus is not to be saying, I'm not going to spend any money, I'm not going to spend the money. The focus is, what else can you be doing instead of spending money? So when it's 3 days gone, you're not going, oh my God, I haven't spent. Oh my God, I keep saying, don't spend any money, don't spend. And you end up spending more money than you need to, because you're making it about money. I know the word spend is in it, but think of how you're gonna spend time instead of spending money. You get me? Alright. Okay. So that's why I have a no spend day. And it used to actually be really hard for me because I'm a natural spender. So because of the no spend days, because I'm having 21 no spend days, in my head I'm like, I'm gonna have 21 no spend days this month, but I won't have any clutter left in this house by that month, because this is what I'm planning to do. I'll probably have my bedroom painted, because this is what I'm planning to do on my no spend days. I want to have achieved something out of it. And basically, I want to be out walking every day. I want to feel blessed. I want to be doing face masks. I want to be chilled. But that's 21 days basically that I'm giving myself to not spend money, to not go and do that coffee. And especially if this month is your first month that you are looking to start budgeting, the no spend days are just a breather, because I always say track exactly what you're spending your money on. But if you're not spending any money, you don't have to track. Wait a minute. Okay. If you're lazy like me and you don't want to be writing down this and writing down that, if you're not spending any money, then you don't need to be tracking. Okay. You'd be like, okay, December the 4th, 0. Don't have to write anything. That's the good thing with a no spender. Anyway, I'm going on too much about it. I just love them. I just think they're great. They're just yellow. They just light up my world. You can see them from a distance on my Instagram. You follow me on Instagram? Please do. Okay. What resources do you use to create your budget? For now, I do a pen and paper. And all I'm going to say, if you watch this far, there's something coming from what I do it. And yes, digital. Yes, pen and paper. And I do it weekly according to my budget. But if you do it bi-weekly, do it bi-weekly. And if you do it monthly, do it monthly. But so far, guys, I use a pen and paper for now. I actually do use this exact notebook. If you follow me on Patreon, the link is below. If you do want to follow me on Patreon, I show my real life budget in there, and it's a budget of dreams. Hopefully people are inspired and they know that I share by doing. Like always, guys, if you want to give me a bit of support, go on to Patreon, okay? Anyway, what food shop, how much should a household of 2 adults spend? This is really hard for me to give you an exact figure, because I feel like you have to tailor your budget to your own needs. So me, I love cooking from scratch. I love doing my meal planning. I love shopping my fridge and freezer. I carry a list every time I'm in the supermarket. So for us, my family, me and the 2 kids, we're €40 a week. But I'm ahead. I'm 2 years doing this. At this point, and that's me trying to cut €10 off for this month, because I know it's gonna be a bit tight. But they aren't starving. They're in creche. Most times they get their lunch in creche. I don't know what's gonna happen now, but they get their lunch in creche. So most days, Monday to Friday, I don't really have to worry about lunches. I don't really have to worry about yeah, so that's one meal out of the way. So €40 isn't too bad. We always have a nice, healthy, hearty dinner, and we have a simple breakfast of cereal or porridge, depending on what porridge it is, or we'll have pancakes. All these things I make from scratch, so it makes it just a lot cheaper for me. You know, we have an Irish fry, which is your sausages, your rashers, your pudding. You know how we do it, okay? So it's really hard. I would say whatever you're doing now, try and take 10% off it. And if you can live, if that was easy, then take another 10% off it. Do you know? So if it was 50 now, take €5 off it, and now it's 45. If you find it too high, you obviously think that it's too much for yourself, but that's a realistic. Like if you cook from scratch, if you follow all this, but it depends. Some people aren't really going hardcore savings or budgeting, and that might be their self-care, is going out buying whatever food that they want. If it's not, it depends on your circumstances. But I'd say start with 10%. I don't want to give you a figure because I don't know your circumstances, and I don't want your husband or to come after me, okay? Spending on kids are hard to stop. How do I stop this? Obviously, we all have it, especially if you're a mommy or a daddy. Sure, you know what it is. You spend for them. You'll buy your kids are going out and designer. I've seen it so many times. And poor mommy is just going around in rags. We don't buy ourselves anything. And that is the weakest link. What I would say though is set up a sinking fund, which is money you're putting ahead for future planned expenses. So you set up a fit sinking fund for self-care, so you can get your clothes out of it. If you want to get a bit of makeup, if you want to get yourself a coffee once a week, that is your money you're spending on yourself. But do the same thing for your kids. This person, they had teenage kids. What I'd say is tell them what you're doing, show them how to budget. This is what we need to do. This is what hasn't happened. There's so many people are like my mom, and that my mom was really good at money. She's really good at managing money, but I don't know how, because she never told you. We don't talk about money, and I think every family should be having an honest discussion. There was a follow-up question to this one as well. It's really hard because she feels that their friends get so much and they get so little. the way I see it, you're keeping up with the Joneses. You don't know what way the circumstances are in that family and how much they could be in debt, and they just have a different attitude. You have to stick with your lane. My mom was so honest with us. She was like, look, Santos, I can't afford to keep you out on Nike, okay? That was the thing. And Reebok and Puma and, so yeah, it was Reebok, yeah, the Ripper trousers, pants. And I can't have you in Adidas this, and I can't have you in this, and I can't have you in that. What we can afford is Pennies or Primark if you're watching it. And I was like, oh my God, I can't go out. Pennies wasn't cool back then, or Primark. It wasn't cool back then. Like, people were, it wasn't the like boo-hoo, you know, back then. You know, it was like, you wearing Pennies? I wasn't looking, but I was the one that was wearing it, okay? People were judging. So the next 2 weeks after that, I went and got myself a job in the milk round. You know what? I can rely on myself even now. Because kids need to, I just feel that kids need to feel empowered sometimes, you know? And we hide things from them and make them think that the world is gonna be glorious. The world is not going to give you stuff at 20 because your friend has it, because you know it's just not going to be that way. You're going to have to work your way, and I know it's hard, but you're not. If you told me that you couldn't feed them, if you told me that if you're telling me that you couldn't feed the kids, or you couldn't afford to keep them warm, then that's a different situation. But for luxuries, they just have to understand that we don't have it right now, or we don't have it, and we don't spend like that. And I'm not competing with your friends and their family. It is what it is. If you want to start doing a bit of chores, if you know, you don't know what seeds you're planting in them, you know, send them on to Gary V. You'll have an entrepreneur in no time. So yeah, that's what I would say, guys. Don't keep up with anybody else, and make sure they're aware of what's coming ahead. These things, like, I always think the reason why a lot of us get into debt, the reason why a lot of us live in situations that we shouldn't be and are not healthy for us, is because everybody else is doing it. You know, I think for me, the minute I started saying, I just want to do life my way, I don't want to keep up with nobody. I don't want this because you have this. I don't know what shoes you're wearing. I don't know the designer. I don't care. That's not what I want. I just want to be nice. You know, I just want to be nice to people. I just want people to be nice to me. Okay, get off the cross, Santos. But you get what I mean. That's all I really want. I want to have a little homestead, have a little mini farm. I just want to have my little chicken. I want to have my garden. I want to learn how to garden. I want to have an outdoor kitchen. I just want to live the best life I can live on my terms. And if Louie and Eliza, I'm very lucky that they're young, and I'm realizing this all now. I am. But turns out that we're 15 or they're 16, I'd be like, or 11 or 12. That's when my mom told me, we don't have no money. We bought this house and we're trying to pay for it every week, okay? So if you want somewhere to live, it's either having Nike or not having a house. Rosie was straight. But we got the message, and she was just honest. She was like, and you see me, I'm working kind of 2 jobs right now. I can't do any more. And I was like, yeah, that's fair enough, like, you know? And I think all my brothers were the same, and we all got part-time jobs when we wanted to have the best of the best, so we wanted to keep up, or we wanted to fit in. We did, until we didn't want to. And then we were like, I don't want to work all them jobs, okay? You learn fast how hard keeping up to be. But then I got my loans, and then, yeah, we're not going to go down that road. And I got in debt, baby. So that's all I would say. A realistic budget, I told you that already. So this is what I would say, guys. Make sure your budget is personal to you. Own budgeting method, which is the 4-family budgeting method. What it is we got 4 families, they're living on a road, they need to get on in harmony, they need to live together, they need to work together, okay? This is a commune. And we need to live in balance and harmony. What's that, Peppa Pig? Peace and harmony. Yeah, we need to live. bloody Peppa Pig. We need to live the way we want to live. And basically you have your wall families, they're your needs, they're your childcare, your household, your childcare, your utilities, your transport, your food. You know, these are the things that you need to have there. They're your like soldiers, you know, they're like, that family ain't getting on that road until these bills are paid. No one on that house, you better be quiet on this road because the walls are here, okay? And they're up, and that door is not opening until they're looked after. Then we're gonna go and look for our long term, our sinking funds. We're gonna go into the long family, and they put everything on the long finger. So they're paying ahead for next year's insurance. They're paying your Sky, which isn't a need, but they're paying that every week. You owe the credit card, they're paying the minimum debt payment. They're just keeping you ticking over. And they kind of like to they kind of keep everybody in peace. They're like, guys, we're going to be looking after it. We like to plan ahead. This is me. I'm just going to look after you just bit by bit. Give me a little bit of something. I'm going to spread it all the way and pay your sinking funds, pay your minimum debt payments, plan ahead for you. You know, pay your bills. You know, the little bills that you need but you don't need, those ones. And then, speaking about needs and wants, okay? You have your fun days, and they're there just to shake everybody up. Everybody gets so serious on the road. The fun days are the ones having the barbecues. The fun days are the ones going, hey, we're having a movie night. Come over, everybody. Making dinner. Come over, everybody. Cocktails. That is the fun days. These are your self-care, your children's fun. These are, you know, the little decor and all those little nice little bits and pieces you want. These are the holiday that you want to go on. This is like, not just a holiday. This is your dream holiday, you know, whatever. Okay, nah, it's not your dream holiday, is it really? Every holiday is a dream right now. And then we go on to the Joneses. The Joneses are the creme de la creme. The Joneses are what you're living for. The Joneses are what are building you up. They're giving you life, and they're there to sustain you. Let's take it to church. When I say sustain is, they're planning for your future. The Joneses are your investment. The Joneses are your emergency fund. The Joneses is why all of the other families on the road. Okay, the walls is there and they're your soldiers. The walls are the soldiers for the Joneses. The longs are putting everything in a long finger so you can pay the Joneses. You know, the fun days are there to loosen you up so you can relax because you're gonna pay the Joneses. The Joneses are like top of the pops, king of the hill. Pay me tax so I can invest and look after your future. That's the Joneses. The Joneses is like, do you want that house down in the country, Santas? You better feed me because I'll get that house for you. That's what the Joneses are. I'm going to be showing you how I budget. I'm going to be doing a lot, guys. A lot is coming. This month is going to be budgeting month. Let me get that right again. It's budgeting month. Yeah, that's what this month is all going to be about. I'm getting hyped because I love talking about budgets. I really do. But anyway, hope that was informative because we got to go. We got to go. Okay? I had a whole different video today, but I'll probably just refilm it for next week actually because now I need to carry on. So yeah, hope that was informative, but I try to make it fun, but I'm hoping that in that way you'll stay ingrained and you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Alright? Have a lovely week ahead. Bye.